Hey, Felipe. Let's sit down, have a cup of tea. So I just watched your video about the social anxiety and stuff, and I've had social anxiety basically my whole life, as long as I can remember, really. And I do the eye thing as well. And yeah, some more like some more things that I do that I don't know if you do these, but this one sounds retarded. Like when I actually think of what I'm doing. Before, like, I would have a conversation with someone, and this would be someone I've known probably like I could know them my whole life. I'd have a conversation with them, and then after that conversation, I'd be analyzing the conversation, and then it would heighten my anxiety because I'd question whether I was being weird or whether I said something that offended them or something like that. And really, there was just nothing there. Just nothing. Completely nothing. My mind would just go off, on this tangent of weird anxiety-ness. So, and then also, I've had a speech impediment my whole life as well. Like, when I was younger, I couldn't say my R's. I still actually can't, Well, I can, but I mean, it's better, but, it's not 100%. And also, I have this, like, I don't know if it's a stutter, but, like, I'll say something 2 or 3 times before I actually say it. I noticed that, actually. I haven't been posting a video in the last week because I've just really noticed that about myself, and I'm like, I don't like it. But in this last video, I'm going to post it pretty soon. I was just like, fuck it. In the middle of the video, I was going to turn it off, and then I was like, fuck it. No. And I didn't turn it off. I'm going to post it. And so, yeah. And also, I think when I listen to myself, too, I can hear myself, like, I almost slur and ramble. And then also talking to people, like, in social situations. I think for a long, long time, I was completely oblivious to any social cues in conversation. And so this made me quite awkward, and it made the other people around me kind of uncomfortable, I think. Looking back in hindsight, I totally was oblivious to it then, but in hindsight, I can see it now. And that's something that I still kind of struggle with. Actually, I have a friend, and I really enjoy talking with him because he's more awkward than I am. Like, I'm one of the most awkward people I know, but he is probably the most awkward person I know. Just talking with him, he's lovely and awesome and amazing. But talking to him, like, I feel so comfortable because I know no matter how awkward I am, he's gonna be more awkward, and I love him. It's fantastic. Anyway, yeah. Also, I noticed when I was analyzing myself, which I love to do, I noticed that I defense talk. Oh, I do this so much, especially when, like, my inferiority complex was really bad. I mean, it's really not so bad anymore. It was really bad, but I would defense talk, which is like if I wanted to ask someone for a favor or something, I would start telling them why I needed the favor before I asked for the favor, and then, like, so I'd start, like, in the middle of the information, like, I'd start in the middle where I should have started at the beginning, or I'd start at the end and go to the middle and then maybe the beginning. And by the end of it, they were kind of confused, and I could see it, like, it's defensive talking, and I didn't want to offend, and I didn't want to, like, I was just covering my ass at all ends in the conversation where, so I wasn't being direct, It's just, talking around the thing because I didn't want to offend, and, because I had an inferiority complex, I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel worthy of, I guess, being direct, I just didn't, I guess it was definitely a worthiness issue, I didn't feel worthy of being direct with them, and especially, you know, when asking for something, just something simple that I am completely entitled to, you know. Still, you know, I would get really awkward and self-conscious about asking for anything, because I didn't feel worthy. And I think that a lot of my speech stuff has to do with worthiness issues, and I'm definitely getting over those, especially in the last year. It's just amazing progress. But I still have a ways to go. Maybe not a long ways. I don't know. I really can't say at this point, but I can say that my progress has been really great. One thing that I realized just a month or so ago, that is like when I'm talking with my family or like my extended family, like, you know, I have a lot of support in this town this town that I'm in, my hometown. So I have a lot of support here, and my parents' friends feel like, they just feel like, you know, aunts and uncles. I feel like I have a ton of extended family here, and they're always having get-togethers and stuff like that. And so anyway, this is just this loving, supporting group of people. And I would even get social anxiety talking with them. And I know these people have known me, most of them, my whole life. And I know that they love me and accept me. And I realized, I thought, like, I talked to my sister about this. I was like, you know, I realized about you know, specifically about mom and dad, my parents. I was like, you know, I could go in there and like kick in their TV and like smash their window and like spray ketchup all over them. And they would still love and accept me. They'd be like, holy, what the fuck, you know? But they would still love and accept me. And that was like, so I was like, you know, that really brought my anxiety about talking, like, about my social interactions. It brought it down a lot, because I was like, well, obviously I'm not going, you know, to do the stuff that I just said. And even if I did, they would love and accept me fully. And so what I'm doing now is I'm just like, you know, I would get self-conscious about the way I talk, and I'd feel bad that they have to listen to me. And then I'd get more self-conscious about that. But so anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I just realized that they loved and accept me no matter how I talked, no matter how I got my point across. And that actually made me communicate and get my point across a lot easier, because I didn't feel that pressure. And it's quite insane, actually, when I think about what my mind is doing when I'm having a conversation sometimes. It's like, and actually I realized this when I was making a video, because it's almost like having a conversation. I'll use the example for when I was making a video. As I'm making the video, I would imagine other people watching the video and judging me, most likely. You know, that's where the anxiety comes from. And I thought, that's crazy. Like, that's a crazy, I'm not saying I'm crazy, I'm just saying that's not a good thing. Like, why would I put my brain through that? Why would I put my heart through that, you know? So I actually, in that video, in the video that I'm talking about, where I realized what I was doing and stuff, I just stopped and surrendered. I just surrendered, I guess, to the moment. And then, you know, because I'm trying to, before, when I would make the video, I would try to, I'm here talking about the subject that I'm talking about, and then I was also in the future, but it's not even a real future. It's this perceived future. And, you know, it's perceived off of maybe my, what do you call it? My unworthiness issues and just self-judgment maybe as well. It's perceived off of that. It's not even a true reality. So I would be thinking about that reality that I just created while I'm trying to talk and about a subject that I want to talk about and keep on track. It's just insane. Like, so yeah, so I stopped and I just surrendered to that moment. And bringing yourself back to reality, I guess, back to the moment, is something that I've learned. So one of the biggest things that I've learned with dealing with anxiety. I mean, I've had social anxiety my whole life, but over the last year I've dealt with just intense, I guess, life anxiety. Being like bringing yourself into reality, like is really really important for me anyway. Well, I think for anybody with anxiety, look at the facts. Look at the facts of what is actually happening instead of being in this perceived. You're in this perceived world, and it's not real. I'm thinking I know what these other people are thinking, and most likely it's like judgment and stuff like that coming from them. But 95, maybe 98, 99% of the time, they're not actually thinking that. They're thinking, most likely loving thoughts, or at least neutral, at least. So anyway, when you are having anxiety, when I'm having anxiety, I focus on like just the reality, like what is going on, how is my body feeling, what is my breath doing, what are the sounds that I'm hearing, just things that are facts, not perceptual things. So yeah, what, like, is there wind? Can I feel the wind on my face? Like, like for instance, my teacup, it's hot. This is happening right now in the moment. Let's see what else. My back is hurting a little bit. That's happening right here in this moment. It's not perceived in the future. It's happening right now. I'm gonna take a drink. So those really, really, that just helped me a lot. Like perceive just what is happening right now in this moment. But you know what? It is hard to do that if you're in a social setting, and you can't really make the person stop talking. Oh, I guess you figured out a really quick way to make the person stop talking. But I find that anxiety, I feel it a lot up here when I get well, I feel it right here first, but like it's like it encases your heart. Well, that's what I feel with me. It's like it puts a shroud around my heart. And then also it's like I'm up here. It's like I'm floating, but not in a good way. It's like I'm so ungrounded. I'm just like, whoa, and then it's hard. It's really hard to bring yourself down when you're constantly like you're in this battle. It is like a battle for me anyway. It's like it's like I'm going into battle. I have to brace myself, and and when people are coming to talk to you, it's and you're feeling like that, it's very hard to gather yourself, and just like bring yourself back to the moment and ground yourself, because that's exactly what I have to do. I have to gather myself, bring myself into the moment, and ground myself, because way up here, so I gotta just get back into my body, I guess, and back grounded. So anyway, I just wanted to also talk about the spotlight and the pressure. Like you were talking about you don't like being in the spotlight sometimes and stuff like that, and I think that it would be hard to live in the spotlight, I guess, because especially if you're saying like all your best stuff is on, like all the best of you is on YouTube, and that's all anybody ever sees, and then they see you in real life and they expect like something epic to come out of your mouth every time you talk. That would be quite a bit of pressure. Again though, I'm conceptualizing, or I don't know if perceiving. I'm perceiving what everyone else is thinking. Anyway. So I don't know if everyone feels like that, but anyway. I heard like a saying or whatever about stars, like stars, like movie stars and stuff like that, kind of compared to real stars, and they said that stars are bright and shiny from far away, but up close they're dirty and gassy, and I thought that was really funny and just just so accurate, you know, just like, it doesn't matter how awesome this person looks like when they're, you know, on a talk show or just where, you know, in the spotlight. It doesn't matter how awesome they are. They still are human, and they still have weaknesses and strengths and challenges and everything. And that's what makes them beautiful to me. You know, that's what makes them so beautiful. And I actually like them. I like them more because I can actually relate. I can relate and relate to them more. So they're more interesting to me. And let's see. Oh yeah, and you know, just remember, with every obstacle, there's a lesson, and it's. I love learning the lesson. Like, for me, one of the best things in life is like when you get over that obstacle, or when you find out, when you just learn a piece of knowledge comes to you and brings light to the situation, and you know, and then you can start on the path to healing or whatever you need to do. Also, I don't know if you've ever thought about Vipassana. I don't know if I'm saying this right. But one of my previous boyfriends, he did this one time, and it's I think it's 10 days actually, and you don't talk. It's like 10 days of not talking. So I don't know, maybe that might help. Yeah, and let's see. Oh yeah, you're saying that, you know, if you're having that anxiety, you should stop the person and talk about what's going on with you, you know, that you're just being honest and say, you know, I'm having this anxiety and stuff like that. And I think that's a great idea. I think most people will want to help you through it, you know, and just people appreciate that kind of honesty. And I think that's you're opening up to them, just like you opened up in the video there. And I think people really appreciate that, and I think actually the more you do that kind of thing, I think the more your anxiety will go down, because you know, you'll probably, hopefully, you'll feel their compassion and understand that, you know, lots of people that you talk to are just compassionate, you know. And so yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, the more I'm grounded in my essence, like the more basically I connect with my essence, the true part of me, the part that is more Nikki than Nikki is, or no, more myself, the part that is more myself than Nikki, you know, this choice of you know, for this lifetime and stuff. So basically, like my soul. The more I am in touch with my soul, the more confident I get. The more I'm so every time I am able to experience my soul, I come out of it feeling so much more comfortable being me. Just so much more confident and comfortable being me and being in this body and being just like, I accept myself so much more. I accept and love myself every time I am able to connect with my essence, and it makes the anxiety go down a lot. Well, in those moments, there's no anxiety. You know, it comes back with regular life and stuff like that sometimes. So it's something that I consistently have to, I don't want to say battle, because I don't want to look at it like that. But it's something that I consistently comes up. So I, you know, meditate, breathe, do qigong, stuff like that, and do yoga and stuff. And also, I don't know how long this video is. It might be pretty long, but I wanted to talk to you about Gabor Mate. He's from Vancouver actually, and he's a doctor, and he's written a few books on anxiety, depression, and addiction. Actually, Scattered Minds. I have that book, and it's a really, really good book. And anyway, the eye contact thing that kind of rung a bell, I guess. In something that I heard in one of his talks, which is also in one of his books, that like, okay, infants, when they like, all infants have to form an attachment. Well, just people in general have to form an attachment, but it's very, very obvious, and it's like a survival. It's a survival method for infants to form an attachment to a caregiver, and usually it's the mom and stuff like that. When a baby is separated from their mother, from their attachment that they're creating, or that they have created, when they're separated from it, and then when the like, say they're separated from the mom for like 5 days, and then the mom comes back, the baby, for a while, the baby won't do eye contact. They'll avoid eye contact because they're trying to, because they were traumatized so much from that break in the connection, the break in that attachment, that it was they don't want to get hurt like that again, so they disassociate. It's called disassociation. Basically their world for that time, as soon as that attachment broke, their world became unsafe. And so disassociation is a way to protect yourself. So I don't know if that's what's going on for you. I don't know if that's what I do, but I found that very interesting. Oh, I know there's something else I wanted to say about that, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, anxiety also anxiety is about control, which again, this leads to the same thing I was saying before, is bringing yourself back into the moment. What is really happening in this moment? I was actually really surprised. When I went to a counselor, and he told me that anxiety is about control, because I've never been a controlling person. But it's a what do you call it? It's a survival reflex, in our bodies. So we're inputting whatever we're inputting. Our body is, whatever the input is, our body is, what's the word? Seeing it as a threat. So then the anxiety comes, because anxiety comes when we're threatened. So anyway, anxiety is about control, and it's about, I guess when you have anxiety, I get anxiety when I guess things seem out of control, I guess. And I get social anxiety because I can't control what the other person is thinking about me, which is anxiety has no logic. It's completely insane, I think. But nevertheless, lots of us have it. So yeah, I got anxiety because I can't control what other people are thinking about me. So then, if I can't control it, then I can't do anything about it. So then I need to bring myself back into the present moment and deal with the things that I can do something about. I think that's about all I have to say on that subject. Yeah, I hope it's helped. I hope I haven't rambled too much, and I hope all the strings of whatever I'm talking about can come together and make a wonderfully knit Afghan, or let's say tapestry. Hopefully all the strings of what I was saying can come together and make a beautiful tapestry, and hopefully you can get some help or some information, through what I have to share. So thank you very much, and I just thought it was really beautiful that you shared a piece of a piece of yourself, you know, that that no one gets to really see very often. Well, none of us in YouTube land, you know. Anyway, I am truly rambling now. So, cheers.